On this video of masonry patches, I patched 2 stone steps. I'm going to show you how I did it. Well, today, see, it snows out, but it's like 60 degrees spring, St. Patrick's Day. We got this thing going on. Let's get a better view of it. And this fell off. Alright? So, I'm not going to make a big deal out of it. I'm just going to patch it up. I'm going to show you how I did it. So first thing we do, just like a dentist, get in there, try to get everything that's loose out of there. And right down here, that's the foundation. That's good. That's all good. That's all good. Just gonna get what we gotta get. Pretty good in there. We're just gonna brush it out. And we get a paintbrush like that. Brush it all out. It's all. Looks like that's jammed up in there. It's got to be replaced down the road, these steps, but not yet. So that's that. I'm gonna get just a little form in here like this and put a piece of stone against it. Now we're gonna get that off of there, clean this up, and dry fit it first, see if that's gonna work. That's about as good as it's gonna get. Well, first I'm gonna wet it. Remember I told you to wet it? Just get a sponge and wet it. Wet this. Wet this. I'm gonna go mix the cement. Now for this repair, I just used a fast set repair mortar. It sets up fast, but I add a little Portland to it because it's winter time. So immediately, I'm gonna get that cement in there like that. Using the same stuff I used last time, and I want to make sure get in here like this. See that? Get it in there. That's what's going to make it stick. Iron railing's in the way. What's going on here is you throw salt and everything on these. What's going on here is they throw salt, and the winter comes and it kills it. So now, do that a little bit, make that stick. See that? A little bit on the bottom. Get it in there. Shake it in. That's good. It's as good as it's going to get. Just like that. Let's look at it from the other side. That's good there. I'm going to let that dry for a while. Kind of sponge it up. Rinse your sponge out. Looks like we weren't even here. Oh, went too far. And that's it. If we wanted to use the mud trick, we could, but I think it's going to match up pretty good, so we don't have to do anything. That's it. That's it. Much matched in pretty good. Okay, because it's fast drying cement, just get this off of here. And we patch up underneath like that. Well, it's still pliable. You gotta get it when it's still pliable. See that? No big deal. Could have brought some bricks with me, but there is some stones laying around. That's it. Again, get the sponge. Sponge it off. Make sure everything matches. That's it. That's it. Put the snow back in there. If you wanted to do something fancy, make it look like the rest, and then they paint it, be okay. That's it. Okay, it's better than it was. Well, today I'm just doing patch jobs, and this is like an hour job. I just patched the corners of the steps up, and I went in and I just pointed up the brickwork. So I'm going to show you how I did it. Now let's look at what's going on right here. This got knocked off right like this. You see that? So I'm going to glue that back on. So what caused that? He hit it with his boat. B-O-A-T. That's bring out another 1,000. That's what that stands for, boat. So I'm going to try to get this back. I'm going to show you how I do it. First, get that down there. Where it should go. See how that fits. Well, that's not fitting too great, so I'm going to make it fit. See what the problem's going to be. That's better. It's still this one. Once they start rusting, that's it. Close but no go. I'm going to chip that off there. Just like a carver. Got to get it so it goes in there. Like that. That's it. See it? Now it fits. See any bad spots? Nope, it fits right in there. So now I know that that's going to fit. I'm going to show you what I'm going to do. Here's what I'm going to use for the patches. It's Rapid Set Cementol. Doesn't have any sand in it. It's just straight. Then we're going to wet the back of this.
Alright, I'm ready to go.
Okay.
I'll load up there.
Alright, good luck. I'm glad you're getting rid of it, right? Well, see, that fits good. Yeah. So we're going to do this. Put this on. Okay, thanks, Bill. Let's see it. Okay, I'm gonna shove this in there like that. I'm gonna get the rubber hammer and pound it in. See him pounding it in there? That takes all the bubbles out. And then anything loose on the top, we're gonna do that. Like that. I'm going to get the sponge like that. Hides all those sins. Get that all off of there. Look for any bad spots. Looks pretty good. Hit in there pretty good. Take our hand away. Let it dry. Now we're going to make a little mix for the brickwork. So just get a trowel full of mason sand. Maybe I'll get 2 so you understand. Then I'm going to go in here. This is black mortar. And I'm going to trowel full of that. There's half a trowel. There's another half a trowel. And then get Portland. little Portland. Portland, can't just put black mortar in. I'm going to mix this up. And I'm going to go patch the brickwork up. You have to add Portland around here. A lot of people say, oh, you can't use Portland. Even in the Washington Cathedral, they're using Portland. You have to add it to the black mortar. So I'm going to mix that up like that. I want it a little stiffer so I don't make a mess. I don't want to make a mess. Working with brickwork, it's easy to make a mess. I'm going to leave it a little bit like that, a little bit stiff. Well, the guy hit this with the boat. So we just want to get it right up in there and pack it. We're not using any water to wet this because it'll make a big mess. That's not what we want to do, is make a mess. We just want to get it in there. Sometimes you're better off a lot drier. See, I'm just gonna pack it in here. Fix those cracks up a little bit. It's actually a little too wet for this. Just packing it in like that. See it? Just packing it in those cracks. Not making no big deal out of it. Pack it in there. Just make it look better, that's all. Without dirtying the brick. On here, see, I got it dry. It's not going to make a mess. Sometimes you got to do it dry. Just want to pack it in there so that the water don't get in there. And this will be an easy cleanup. That's it. Not making a big deal out of it. I have it patched up, so I'm just going to brush it off lightly. Look for any indiscrepancies. And that's it. I'm done with that part of it. So I got that all done. I'm just going to pick up my carpets and I'm all done. Now they were two patch jobs, and one I did a couple years ago and it's still good, so I'm happy about that. But a patch is a patch is a patch. The first one, they're going to eventually rip them out and put wooden steps in because the water comes down on them, the salt comes down on them, they get beat up every year. That's why they just patch. Eventually they're going to change it. The cement I used on the second pair of steps has no sand in it. It's like a glue, and it works really good for me. I use my own recipes. When I did the brick, I put some dark mortar and I put Portland in. And I kind of mixed them together to get my color. It works good. Now those two steps were both on the ends where no one's going to be stepping. If they were going to step on that in the front, I would probably just get a whole new stone for them, but it saved them a little money, so we kind of went that way. So that's it. You could look in the description box, and sometimes I have t-shirts or tools, or I have a website, and I appreciate you watching. I'm Mike Haduck. I'll see you next video.